Shocking moment during Monday Night Football, Bills versus Bengals. You may have been watching when 24-year-old Damar Hamlin collapsed on the field during the game. The game officially postponed after intense CPR was administered on Hamlin, then he was taken by ambulance to the hospital there in Cincinnati, Ohio. Damar is reportedly in critical condition. Over the years, we've seen some pretty terrible injuries, but everyone all over social media and folks watching the game in the stadium noticed something about this was different. You had people across America who turned on primetime football to watch a game to be entertained, and the matchup between the Bengals and the Bills turned into something that meant way more than football. It was a pretty scary scene that unfolded live in front of millions, and everyone quickly realized that this was about the life of a 24-year-old player, his family, and his teammates on the field, a lot of them visibly upset. There was a tackle, then Damar got up, and immediately after he stood up, he fell out. Kind of looked like the back of his helmet hit the ground when he passed out. His teammates and the players on the other team all in shock, some in tears. The entire stadium speechless and shook by this moment. It was a huge reminder of how dangerous the game is. A very dangerous sport, just like boxing, where even after retirement, these guys may be left with certain injuries or develop diseases caused by the sport. The medical crews at the stadium performed CPR, reports saying it was about 9 minutes. They put an IV in him, loaded him up in the ambulance. His mother got in there with them, and they were taken to the local hospital where he is currently left in critical condition. Both NFL teams left the field. Coaches were in communication with officials and the league, who first suspended play, then the NFL officially postponed the game for the night. Here's a timeline of what happened. At 8:55 p.m., the injury occurred. At 9:18, the game was suspended. Players went to the locker room. 9:25, the ambulance left for the local hospital. And at 10:01, the game was officially postponed. Everyone, of course, instantly took their reactions to social media. Skip Bayless, though, he is in hot water after his insensitive comments. Skip said, "I've seen so many horrific injuries suffered on football fields, yet never have I seen a reaction like this. In every other situation I witnessed or covered, the game always went on fairly quickly. The attitude was, hey, that's football. For these players, this was different." Then he went on to say, "No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of the game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant."
What the hell are you talking about?
I mean, it was absolutely crazy. He's talking about the game, saying that people are acting like it's irrelevant, but yet this moron is talking about this man's life as if it's irrelevant. Damar literally died on the field. They had to bring him back to life. What are you talking about? The fans really didn't care much about the game anymore. You had Cincinnati and Bills fans going to the hospital. They came together to pray for him. They were not concerned about a game anymore. So yes, Skip, at that moment right there, the game was irrelevant.
Yeah, in fact, those fans, Bengals and Bills alike, have actually just formed a circle right now. They are praying. We've got a Bills fan in the middle kneeling right now. All of this, of course, for Damar Hamlin as we await more updates on his condition. We do have some Bengals fans with candles right now, really just taking this moment for him. Such a great outpouring of love and support on both sides for this young 24-year-old player who, last update, we heard he was in critical condition, but per his marketing manager, we have heard that his vitals are back to normal. Doctors were working on putting him back to sleep to run a breathing tube down his throat, and they continue to run tests tonight. Those are the latest updates we have gotten. We are still waiting to hear from UC medical staff. They told us they will be coming out here tonight to give us more updates on Hamlin's condition. But as you can see, just a somber, emotional feeling outside the hospital tonight as the minutes pass, more and more fans show up. We were out here awaiting that ambulance's arrival. It was about 9:30 when it pulled in with that police escort. In the time since, more police have parked outside of the emergency entrance. We are now down by the ICU entrance, and as you can see, just this show of support down here as we wait for more info. And as I mentioned, fans on both sides saying it doesn't matter what team you root for tonight. This is a special moment. This is a young player, and everyone is keeping him in their thoughts and in their prayers tonight. And we will, like I said, continue to stand out here, and we will not leave until we get that update from UC medical staff on Damar Hamlin's condition. Last update, still in critical, but per his marketing manager, they are getting his vitals back to normal, and they are still running tests as of now. Back to you guys.
The Bills officially released a statement. They wrote, Damar Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest following a hit in our game versus the Bengals. His heartbeat was restored on the field and he was transferred to the UC Medical Center for further testing and treatment. He is currently sedated and listed in critical condition. So, sending prayers to Damar Hamlin. No one's sure about what's going to happen right now with him. Everyone is praying for him, the NFL community and the sports community at large responding to this as well.
I think the first thing, this is about Damar Hamlin. And it's about a young man at 24 years old that was living his dream, that a few hours ago was getting ready to play the biggest game of his NFL career, and there's probably nowhere else in the world he wanted to be. And now he fights for his life. And when Damar Hamlin falls to the turf, and when you see the medical staff rush to the field and both teams are on the field, you realize this isn't normal. You realize this isn't just football. And so many times in this game, and in our job as well, we use the cliches. You know, I'm ready to die for this. I'm willing to give my life for this. It's time to go to war. And I think sometimes we use those things so much, we forget that part of living this dream is putting your life at risk. And tonight, you know, we got to see a side of football that is extremely ugly, a side of football that no one ever wants to see or never wants to admit exists. When you see both teams on the field crying in that way, your first thought is Damar Hamlin. The second thought is his family. And this isn't about a football player, right? This is about a human. This is about a brother. This is about a son. This is about a friend. This is about someone who is loved by so many that you have to watch go through this. I dealt with this before, and I watched my teammates for days come to my hospital bed and just cry. I had them call me and tell me that they didn't think I was going to make it, and now this team has to deal with that, and they have no answers. And so the next time I think that we get upset at our favorite fantasy player, or we're upset that the guy on our team doesn't make the play, and we're saying he's worthless, and we're saying you get to make all this money, we should remember that these men are putting their lives on the line to live their dream. And tonight, Damar Hamlin's dream became a nightmare for not only himself, but his family and his entire team.
Ryan Clark giving his perspective, being able to pull from personal experience. Once again, sending prayers to Damar Hamlin, his father, mother, little brother. Everyone is definitely hoping for better news. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. So many people, they're going after Skip Bayless right now, and he is indeed 100% out of order. So Skip, you deserve it. Special thank you to our brother Felix. I appreciate you, Felix, for all of your support for the channel. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.